Welcome to another Adobe Script tutorial. We'll continue our InDesign script. Last time I mentioned putting the PDF interactive options in the interface. That's what we'll do. And other cool changes, so stick around to the end. To start, I've copied the code from Tutorial 21 and made the title Tutorial 22. At this point, here's what the interface looks like. First thing to do is change how the format is selected. Instead of radio buttons, let's use a drop-down list, because later we'll add more than just PDFs. First, we need an array of formats. I'll declare a new script variable, var formats. Then in the section Setup, define it. Formats equals PDF interactive, comma, PDF print. That works, but I like to format my array stacked as a list, like this. Not required, but it makes the code easier to read. Your choice. Next, we need an interface variable for the list we'll create. var list formats. Now go to where the output panel is defined in the interface. We'll keep the group, but instead of radio buttons, add a label and drop-down list for the format. Add static text, undefined, format. List formats equals add drop-down list, undefined, formats. The third argument is the formats array. This is the contents of the list. Let's also set the list to the first item, PDF interactive. List formats selection equals 0. This saves having to check if there is a selection. And because interactive is the default, disable the preset group. grp preset enabled equals false. Before running the script, we have to deal with the event handlers for the radio buttons we took out. Instead, use a single event handler for the formats list. For a drop-down list, the event is onChange instead of onClick. Whether the preset group is enabled depends on what is selected. PDF print is index 1. grp preset enabled equals this selection index equals 1. Save and try the script. That looks good. Format starts as interactive, and PDF preset is disabled. Change to PDF print, and preset is enabled. Cancel for now, because the script needs more before it will work. The radio buttons are gone, so that changes how the script knows which format to output. Go to the process file function. Instead of the if and else if test of radio buttons, use a switch statement. The value to test is the selection index of the formats list. PDF interactive is index 0, case 0. Move the code from the if block for the PDF interactive radio button to the case 0 block. And end with break to leave the switch block. Next, add PDF print, which is index 1, case 1. Move the code from the if block for the PDF print radio button to the case 1 block. And again finish with break. Now delete the empty if and else if blocks from before. One last detail. VS Code is telling me there are some problems. The variables declared for the radio buttons are never used. Right. So remove those. Now VS Code is happy. Save and run this script. Okay, it works. Now we'll add the PDF interactive options to the interface. For this, I'll use a stack group. ScriptUI groups have 3 orientations: column, row, or stack. Column and row, the contents of the group go across or down. Stack means the contents sit on top of each other, which makes a mess, but the trick is to add subgroups and enable one at a time. I'll show how. First, declare a new interface variable, var stack, and an array for the groups that will go into it, var grp formats, which we'll define now as an empty array. Next, go to the interface section, output. The new code goes after the formats list and before the preset group. First, define the stack group. Stack equals p add group, and set its orientation. Stack orientation equals stack. Now add a group for PDF Interactive. It will be the same index as the formats list. grp formats 0 equals stack add group. For now, I'll put in a line of text. grp formats 0 add static text undefined PDF Interactive options go here. Next, add another group for PDF print. Again, the index matches the list index for PDF print. grp formats 1 equals stack add group. Now make the preset group go inside the new group. All it takes is changing what the preset group is added to. Instead of adding it to P, the panel, add it to grp formats 1. Save and run this script. Here's the mess I was talking about. Both groups in the stack are showing, so they appear over each other. Fix that in the Formats List event handler. It's no longer necessary to disable the preset group. That's part of the group we'll toggle instead. To do this takes a for loop that goes through the format subgroups. For var I equals 0, I is less than grp formats length, I++. grp formats I visible equals this selection index equals I. The group that matches the list selection is visible. All others are not. Save and run this script. The groups are still on top of each other. Change the format to call the event handler. Now the interactive group is hidden. But there's another problem. We disabled the preset group by default. It should be enabled. Instead, hide the format group it's in. Replace the line with grp formats 1 visible equals false. Now it works. But one other thing. The format subgroups are aligned center. I want them left. We could set each one. It's better to change the alignment of the stack group. Stack alignment equals left. And stack align children equals left. Then it's done, and more formats won't need the extra. We'll get to that later. Looking good. Next, we'll add the interactive options. But first, let's clean up a little. Make the PDF preset have a selection also. After defining the list, set the selection to 0, like we did for the formats list. List PDF presets selection equals 0. Because of this, we won't need to test for a selection in the OK button handler. So remove that part. And because we're not disabling the group for the preset, it doesn't need a permanent variable. So grp preset change to the reusable variable g. And of course, VS Code complains the variable isn't used now, so remove declaring it. Now we'll add the interactive options. To start, declare some new variables. First, a few script variables, var qualities and var qualities enum. These are both arrays we'll define in a moment. Next, add two UI variables, var inp resolution and var list qualities. Then in the section Setup, define the quality arrays. There are 4 qualities that InDesign understands. First is what the user sees: maximum, high, medium, and low. The second array is the matching enumerated values. This is what the script language understands: PDF, JPEG, quality, options, maximum, high, medium, and low. Now go to where the format group for interactive PDF is defined. We'll add options for resolution and quality. Change the static text to resolution and put it into a group, which needs to be defined first. G equals GRP formats 0, add group. Then change what the static text is added to, G instead of GRP formats 0. Next, add an input to the same group. INP resolution equals G add edit text. Set the input size, its width. There are 2 ways. The property preferred size is one way, an array of width and height in pixels. I'll use the easier way, the property characters. How many wide? 5 should be plenty. INP resolution characters equals 5. And give the input a default value. INP resolution text equals 144. Note that's a string value, not a number. Inputs work with characters only, including characters of digits. We'll make it a number later. Next, add static text for the list label. G add static text undefined quality. Then add the list. List qualities equals G add drop-down list undefined qualities. Let's make the default selection medium. That's index 2. List qualities selection equals 2. Now go to the process file function. One thing to mention, I made changes here since the last video. These values were set using a properties object. That's a shortcut to wrap a bunch of properties into a single object, then pass it to the preferences. The trouble is, if one fails, the property isn't set, or any after it. And there's no error message, so we never know. I changed this to the better method of setting each property one by one. Then if any fail, it's only the one, and the script throws an error. Just so you know. Now, back to setting interactive PDF options. Find the property raster resolution. Instead of hard-coding the value, use the value from the input we've added. But it has to be a number, not a string. Use the number method. Raster resolution equals number INP resolution Text. A word of warning. The input isn't validated yet. For now, make sure to enter a proper value, like 72, 144, or something similar. Otherwise, the script throws an error. We'll get to validating the input later. Next, find the property PDF JPEG Quality. Again, instead of hard coding it, use the enumerated value that matches what the user selected. The two arrays are aligned, meaning the index of one matches the index in the other for the correct value. Get the selection index and use that to choose the enumerated value. Qualities, enum, list qualities, selection, index. That should work. Let's find out. Now we have PDF interactive options. Change to print and the options change. Let's make sure interactive works. I'll set it low, both resolution and quality. And have a look. Yep, that file is small. And inspecting it, the resolution is right and compression is extreme. All good. There's more to do, but I'll save that for the next tutorial. I've made a download of the code so far. Get it at the link in the description. Like this video and subscribe. Also, leave a comment. All feedback is welcome. Click the video or playlist on screen for more. Thank you for watching.